and welcome back. In this session, we're going to talk about how you can improve your learning efficiency and effectiveness by mixing up your study approach. Let's first begin with what I mean when I say mixing it up. If you're anything like me, then you may find it hard to concentrate for long periods of time. There are ways to deal with this, like we discussed in earlier sessions, but one way that I've found that's really effective is to have variety in what I study, how I study, and when I study. It's great having a solid structure that can guide us, but we need variety to keep us engaged and motivated. That's why I suggest mixing it up a little. In previous sessions, I've covered how we all have one primary learning method. It could be visual, auditory, or kinesthetic. I also mentioned that you should play to your strengths and focus on the type of material that aligns with your learning style. However, you should also supplement your primary learning style with materials that engage other ones. And there's a simple reason for this. Have you ever had that experience where you've been trying to explain something to someone and no matter how many times you did, they just didn't get it? Then, someone else explained it in a different way in a fraction of the time and immediately they understood it. It might have happened to you and you didn't understand the way that someone was explaining a concept to you, but when you heard it explained in a different way, it clicked, you understood it, and it all made sense. We want to incorporate this into our studies, but not just the stuff we don't understand. We want to do it for as much as possible. So we may read something on Trailhead that gives us a really solid overview of the concept, but we want to add another perspective to it. Perhaps you read a blog, you watch a YouTube video, or you watch a dedicated course video. The point is, you want to approach this concept from multiple angles and perspectives so you can really understand what is going on and how it all works. Because you're engaging different learning styles and stimulus, your brain will react in different ways and the information will be hardwired into your brain in multiple ways. This can make a huge difference if you have more than one memory, perspective, or link that you can call on when you need to recall that information. It makes it more entertaining when studying. If all you're doing is working your way through Trailhead, you'll quickly find that you enter autopilot mode, where you're just completing modules and projects without really learning. You're just following the instructions and clicking away. It's easy to do, and I did it. Another way you can mix it up is by adding colour and highlights to your notes. This will add meaning to them, making them easier for you to reference and making them much more attractive. When we look at our notes, we want to be able to pick out the key parts quickly. And if you write the key information in a different colour, or perhaps you highlight it, you can bring that page to life and make it easier on yourself. Put it this way, would you rather watch a black and white movie or a 4K Ultra HD colourful action-packed movie? And why? Because the 4K Ultra HD colour action-packed movie is more visual and interesting. It draws our eyes, it provides us with multiple colours that stimulate our interest. You could always take it one step further and draw some diagrams or doodles that help illustrate the concept. This is a surefire way to improve your learning and to bring that information to life. And as a bonus, you can quickly look at that picture and recall the information that's associated with it. But it's not just variety in our study material and notes. There is another kind of variety that we can utilise: where we study. I love having my own little area to study. I have everything set up just how I like it, and I have everything I need at hand. But sometimes we need a change. We can easily get stuck in a rut and drop into the habit of entering autopilot mode, where we're just going through the motions. Sometimes it isn't even that. It's just that we find ourselves getting distracted easily. Perhaps there's a load of noise outside, or you're trying to study from home and your kids are tearing up the place. Whenever you feel like that, change your scenery. You can go to a coffee shop, a restaurant, the park, or even just sit in your garden studying. The change in scenery will lift your mood and make it feel a little more exciting. Consistently studying in the same environment can lead to the brain becoming accustomed to the surroundings and less stimulated. Changing the environment can introduce new stimuli, re-engaging the brain and possibly enhancing focus and retention. Also, a repetitive study environment might contribute to feelings of monotony or even dread, and a change in scenery can break this monotony, making study sessions feel fresher and more engaging. However, everyone is different, and this might not work for you. While some people thrive in changing environments, others benefit from the consistency and comfort of a familiar place. It's important to find what works best for you. Let's move on to our next lesson.